So they'll be calling you a radical, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. So the United States government, after 10 years of the Fukushima meltdown, has issued, this is a big deal, a level 4 travel advisory to Japan. They don't issue level 4s. I travel a lot. Never seen it in Japan, ever. Now they say it's because of spike in COVID. Okay. Now just remember, this is important. Rahm Emanuel is the ambassador to Japan. I mean, you're talking one of the great criminals of the cover-up of Fukushima, one of the great derelicts, you know, Obama's crony or he's crony or vice versa. I mean, you're talking a cabal of some of the dirty, rottenest, mass-murdering criminals who ever walked the face of the earth. Rahm Emanuel, Barack Obama, the cover-up of Fukushima. Abby. So I got in this huge argument right here on this campus. I still had a central line hanging out of my jugular vein in 2012 with the Japanese study abroad professor here, who knows me, by the way. And so I'm like, seriously? You're taking students to Japan? Do you even bother telling them about the meltdowns of Fukushima? There's no meltdowns of Fukushima, Kevin Blanche. I says, are you fucking out of your mind? No meltdowns. Okay, so I'm like, you really are going to go tote that line? There's no meltdowns. Those reactors did not melt down. You know, and she reported Ken Buckafuck Buse, or excuse me, his identical twin. What's that piece of dog shit who should be locked up? Arnie Gundershill and his wife, who is, you know, his wife is the spokeswoman for the nuclear regulatory, for the nuclear industry. Maggie? Huh. You call him. I used to call him. I used to talk to her. First thing she'll tell you, can I get a check? I mean, you're talking one of the most evil human beings who ever walked the face of the earth. So they take a group of students, blah, blah, blah. This smart-ass kid comes back. Well, I come back, didn't get cancer. Okay, all right. Keep throwing the karma on yourself, you stupid fucker. About 2 years later, I'm right here, standing right here. This young woman comes walking up to you. She says, hey, can I talk to you? Yeah. She says, I was standing over there with that group with the study abroad program. I didn't go to Japan, but I heard your dissertation, and me and my boyfriend started following along with you a little bit. And at first on Fukushima, we really didn't believe you, but we got married and we always wanted to go to Japan. So we went to Japan on our honeymoon. And the whole time we decided, you know, you were in the back of our mind. She says, I got to tell you, I owe you such an apology. She says, we went over there, we went to the Forbidden City. I says, yeah, how was those bags? She says, it freaked me out. Nothing but giant bags of waste everywhere. She says, you could even smell it. You could taste it on your tongue, in your face. She says, the little house bunkers that they had put the evacuees in, the little FEMA camp types, were right across from our hotel. She says, it bothered me so hard. She says, it ruined my... She says, it was a nightmare. I thought you didn't... Who's lying? Not you, she says. The whole world, we checked every site. We went to the American ambassador. We went to the consulate. We went to everything we could to talk to them. And they all verbatim told us there are no nuclear meltdowns at Fukushima. We asked them per se. Well, Kevin Blanche, who's on our campus, who's, you know, says they are. Well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. There are no meltdowns at Fukushima, Japan. These are, you know what kind of fucking, oh my God. These kind of fucking crimes are murder. Fucking murder. I saw Gatlin's over there. That fucker's almost 40 years old. And he's in the Olympic Stadium, and he won a race at Tokyo. I mean, he's a beast. He's an incredible fucking beast. You know, and I like to watch track and field. I was a track guy when I was young. There's a young runner now. God, what is that kid's name? The sprinter? The one who comes off. This young guy, you know. I mean, There's some really gifted, special 18, 19, 20-year-old athletes in this country right now. I've been paying attention, watching these trials, watching these guys shattering records. It's not just all Bolt. There are some incredible young American sprinters. Incredible young sprinters. You know, there's a girl on this campus last year when they were going to be 2021. I've gotten to know her, you know, because I'm involved with I go to the track meets. I always have. I was a 880 guy. She was the #1 middle distance hurdler in the country. She ran the trials last year. She had a bad out. She ran 4th. I talked to her right up here. She's always trained. I says, well, you think maybe in the back of your mind it was Tokyo? She says, yeah. I says, you think maybe it was a blessing? Yeah. I says, well, do you know about Fukushima? Of course. We got you on this campus, Kevin. I mean, Rikako Ika. You never saw a fucking picture of her, did you? While she was fighting AML. I leaked out a couple pictures that got leaked to me, third party through Rachel Godoya, through Yoko. That because people over there that they know, they're Japanese, that actually know her family that got a picture, and I put it, she was all sucked up, skinny as hell. You know, she's alive. She's a beast, by the way. But for every one of her, how many have died over there? It's like in the early days of COVID. By the way, the Reckon Lab, I mean, there's the key to the COVID-19. And why in the fuck would YouTube, Google put an age restriction on the video I do about the Reckon Lab? About, you know, the new energy they've collided together and give them the Nobel Award, the $2 million awards, element 1, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. I mean, think about what they named the one. And it's post-Fukushima. And think about the one was being developed in 2011, right as Fukushima happened. That's my work. That's Fuktonium. That's my work right there. That's the science building at Weber State right there. Tracy Hall. He invented the synthetic diamond. He was my 8th grade history teacher at Walker's Junior High. When I was the track kid there, running the half mile. Coach Reed. What they did to athletes makes me sick. These young, beautiful athletes. The problem is not the Olympics. I mean, that we need those Olympics. I mean, it's such a beautiful, the pure sport. The people that are running the Olympics, it's like the salmon counts. It's not the numbers over the dam. It's who's counting the numbers over. That's Joseph Stalin. I remember 1980 because I was 20 years old and I was a track guy. I was a half miler. When the United States boycotted, I was so fucking pissed. Oh, fucking, you know, and I like Carter. I was so pissed. I'm like, I hope he loses to that scumbag Reagan. But I'm like, look what he did to the young. This university's legendary track team. You know, Chick Heslop was my old coach when. Fuck. Here we go. Here comes some winds of change. I was so pissed off. I'm going to spit in the face of the young athlete. By them announcing the Olympics at Japan, the day they announced, I went psycho on this YouTube site. Play back the tape, Your Honor. I'm like, you crazy? They wouldn't issue a warning for 3,730 days. Rahm Emanuel, Rahm Emanuel, Barack Obama, John Holdren, fucking the Navy Admiral sending 32 ships to entomb, and they're the ones. And then the handoff to Trump. You can argue with me all you want. You can go in Fukushima now, that pot of dead whales in the fucking parlor, the fucking herd of dead elephants in the fucking room. Nobody will say it even after all. I mean, when I first started screaming and yelling it, fuck, maybe I did saying crazy, you know. But come on, I knew these were full-blown. But now we know the data. We know that it's wiping out the Pacific. We know. So they called the new element, I think it's element 120. They call it Livermorium, after Livermore. I mean, they didn't call it Lawrence, did they? They called it Livermore, you know, bringing star-powered Earth. The irony of all this is I know Kamala Harris's mom. I did. Because I used to protest it. I protested at Livermore for fucking years and years and years. She's the epidemiologist there. You know, people in our group got to know her. She died of cancer in 2000. You know, she was wounded. I'm the one that was leaking all the stuff to Kamala Harris in, 2009, sent it off. Go ask. Kamala Harris meets with Saga, the Japanese PM, and Caroline Kennedy, the old ambassador to Japan, Why would they meet out at Pentagon City, at Arlington, at his grave? Did they do it behind Biden's back? Not since it was, I think so. You know, because Biden, he names Jennifer Graham home, and then he goes ahead and he goes Gina McCarthy. Gina McCarthy is one of the greatest criminals who ever walked the face of the earth. Gina McCarthy crashed RadNet. She was head of RadNet when Fukushima happened. Then she becomes the head of the EPA. Now she's the climate czar. They don't even know how to spell czar. So Livermorium? They name it Livermorium? How about the other one? Tennessean? Or Tennessean? That's Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You know, they get $2 million. This isn't science. I mean, I'm the one that came up with this theory in the first days, which I called Fuktonium. I called it Fuktonium, which that's what it is. And yeah, I love it. It made the Urban Dictionary. And you read what it says about the Urban Dictionary. It's a half-truth. It's very real. So Tennessean, you know, they filled the bottom of the pyramid with 4 of these things. They're Livermore colliding nuclear waste from Fukushima. You go back to the Ricken lab. Why would they? You know, you want to talk Wuhan lab? And by the way, Charles Lieber has ties here to this university. Look it up. The guy who covered for him is the science dean at Weber State, or excuse me, at BYU, who's from here. You skip right over Charles Lieber. You know, this is a big fucking story. For the United States to issue a travel fucking warning because of COVID, the United States didn't issue travel warnings anywhere on fucking COVID the whole fucking time. And some of these places, you know how bad Italy was? Way worse than Japan. Did the United States issue a travel fucking warning to Italy? No, because I travel there all the time. I would have got it. And that's the flight I take. I take into fucking Milan, then I take the fucking train to Vienna. I would have got it, and I didn't. They've never issued a warning on Japan, not even a level 1. That fucking dirtbag Obama. Finally, somebody's come out and wrote a piece about that piece of shit Obama, who's a lefty, by the way. It just goes off on him, calls him the worst president in the history of the country. You know, lost 12 Senate seats, lost fucking 937 legislative seats, 13 governorships. I mean, the guy was, and he says he did it on purpose, which I've been saying the whole time. He's a fucking dirtbag. The cover-up of Fukushima, and he knows I know. His own mother, he's a sociopath. They says he used to like to sit around and watch the droning when he was droning people. He killed more people than Bush and Cheney. Well, he's related to Cheney. And then Trump comes along in the handoff. Would that be for a Japanese PM to meet with United States president? It's happened twice post-war in the history. Till Abe comes here with Obama and go, and then why would he go to MIT Media Lab? And that's our group that tracked him over there. I mean, my work's so historic. Our group, our army's so fucking historic. It's incredible. I know it's been a long, ugly journey. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? I'll be in San Diego in the morning. You know, I fly in the morning, and we're going to get some super low fucking tides. We're going to get that lunar eclipse. It's going to be fucking nuts down there. It's going to be cold. High 65. Yeah, let's go to San Diego for Memorial Day. Okay. It's going to be 60 fucking degrees. So on the beach, you'll have 3 sweaters on and 4 coats. I'm here to tell you. You have no clue how cold it gets there. You know? It's amazing. And there'll be no beach. We're going to have a storm surge. We're going to have a tide of +8. Maybe plus, if they say +8. Go get some pictures of the OB Pier fucking today and tomorrow. So I got to tell you, Peter and friends. Because I got a hunch it might be gone. I mean, you get a fucking sea surge of fucking 8, 9, 10 to a -3. She's going to be on one. I could tell you right now. And I can tell that by the temperature. And we got a westerly flow. We always have a small westerly flow. So I'll be on it. I'll get the work done. This wind vortex, Livermorium, Tennessean, you know, element really 1, 16, 17, 18, 19. I mean, you go right to 2011 and they issue a travel warning now. I mean, what athlete doesn't train their whole life? This is the peak of their game at 20 years old. Isn't going to, of course you're going to go. You got it. I mean, it's your one chance in your fucking life. If I was a 20-year-old world-class half-miler, sprinter, pole vaulter, high jumper, hammer thrower, javelin, would I go? Yep. Even knowing what I know? Yeah. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd go over there, compete my events, stay inside and get the fuck out. But it's a disgrace that they put them there. It's an absolute disgrace that they put them there. These athletes get one fucking shot in their life. One shot. This is the world stage. This is, but, I mean, Them fuckers announcing it there. I was so pissed today. And by the way, I can't find, remember my my skins paintings, my boycott one? I can't find it, which is nuts. I'll find it, fuck. So, you know, I organized the boycott on this fucking several years ago. The day they announced it. They should try Rahm Emanuel. Why the fuck would he name him? Fuck, Biden's pissing me off fucking more and more every fucking day. Starting to act like a bummer. That piece of fuck should be... Obama should be locked up. The cover-up of Fukushima, fucking Rahm Emanuel, Barack Obama, Gina McCarthy, John Holdren inside the Situation Room. That little fucking rat that's in fucking San Diego, fucking... Everybody thinks he's all that. Who's head of the NRC? Gregory Jacko? Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. And then here comes fucking Trump. Fuck. Doubles down. He met with a beat 18 fucking times. What do you think they were just talking about? Their golf game? Blacked out the windows. First one in Mar-a-Lago. It's a good metaphor, huh? Get ready for the fires here this year. It's fucking sad. So I'll never forget arguing with her. I'm like, you really you're not even telling these fucking kids their meltdowns? I'll never forget that young woman standing right there. She had tears in her eyes. I sure wish I would have listened to you. You know, we did, but she overrode us, and we called everyone. We called the State Department. We called the consulate. We called everybody. We talked to everybody, and they said verbatim, there are no nuclear meltdowns at Fukushima. There are no nuclear meltdowns in Japan. Fuck. Barack Obama on fucking St. Paddy's Day, 2017, on the Rose Garden lawn, gives a press conference. The plume is hitting us right now on the coast of California, but the experts tell us in California, Oregon, it's not dangerous right now. The levels are so fucking low. This is after they crashed Radnet. I videoed them taking the Radnet dish off the old science building, and I put it on YouTube, and YouTube immediately fucking crashed it, took it down. I had a YouTube video that had 140,000 views in fucking like 3 hours. It was on the cover of Reddit. Which is irony. Reddit has a link on me. Any folks? I mean, they're using the word folks. Oh, fuck. Shut the fuck up. You know, I knew Aaron Swartz personally. I was in the courtroom the fucking day he fucking hung himself. I was there. Fucking just come out of the... Reddit sure the fuck don't get it. On the restart-up of the reactor, and it got full... Just nothing. I mean, just factual stuff on, you know... I have sources everywhere. They took it down. They sent me an email. I said, why, what, you know, you can't talk to a person. Because it's like when I asked a state legislator in Utah State House when his wife had just died of leukemia, why are you bringing the nuclear waste here? Why are you sponsoring this bill to bail out Energy Solutions? Why are you bringing it here in Utah? Well, why? Because. I'll never forget arguing with her. You know, it's Hirohito. You know, Hirohito was 24 years old. By the way, he's related to Yoko Ono. You know, she's Dada. Okay. Fuck these imperialists. Fuck capture everything. Just Google the Riken Lab in Tokyo. Google the fucking Element 1, 17, 18, 19, and 20, all 23. Slam it together. And they're working it with Livermore, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, at Riken, the Riken Lab in Japan. What the fuck? It's nuclear fallout from Fukushima. They know it. They have it. That's where COVID came from. There's no doubt in my fucking mind. Did it come out of the lab? Yeah, the Riken Lab. There's no doubt in my mind. It's a mutation. It's Fukushima. No fucking doubt. No doubt. Someday, somebody will come out. Me, oh my, Nobel Prize. And by the way, all 4 or 5 of those elements, which are Fukushima, are fuktonium. They're fuktonium. That's not a cliche. It's not a joke. F you. Californium, rest in peace. Livermorium. Tennessean. Fuck. These nuclear monsters are out of fucking control. I don't know what to tell you about fucking going to Japan if you're an athlete. Would I? Timing, huh? New birds. So one of the F-35s that's here at Hillfield there, that's how they stole our school business. They sold it to supply chain. They ranked last. They're Chinese oligarchy slave when we were #1. I resigned. Fuck it, everybody quit. I was just a student professor. They could have paid for my cancer. They didn't pay for it. They looted the endowment here. They looted hundreds of millions out of it. And they're by the way, Bitcoin up 20% in one day. You don't think that's a fucking casino? So remember when one of the pilots went AWOL on one of those jets right there, from here. He was a Japanese pilot. Kamikaze, he landed in China. They have it. China has it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. So they've issued a travel forewarning for the first time in 3,700 fucking days when nobody should be traveling to Japan. The sailors on the USS Reagan, all that work I did there. Supreme Court, of course they fucking boot it. Fucking Obama, oh, you're talking the greatest criminal in human history, makes Hitler look like a church mouse. The only one's as bad as him is Trump. Fuck, all he had to do was make it Fukushima once. You know, who's worse, actually? You know, Trump fucking ran against it. Trump was supposed to be the counter. You're supposed to have two parties in this country, one going against the other. Why didn't he mention Fukushima? He knew about it because I asked him. Met with a bee 18 times. So who's worse? It's a fucking dead heat. Fucking Bob Baffert trained them both. There'll be no fucking change. Oh, one last thing. Remember when Obama, I was at the White House in 2013 on Remember the 5th of November, just leading that march. It was all based on Fukushima. The next day, Obama sanctioned TEPCO into the White House. I'm standing right there at the gates. They go in. Yeah. Remember, he fired the Secretary of Energy and put an Ernest Moxie fuel. There's another criminal derelict who should be locked up. Fucking, he's MIT fucking monster, fucking madman. It's disgusting. Fucking Jennifer Granholm, we need more. She's the new fucking Rick Perry. Fuck, her and Rick Perry ought to get together. Talk about the anti-porn. Fucking disgusting. That's the Olympic downhill right there. I've skied it. Fuck, you want to talk one steep, fucking scary long. Fucking, what a corrupt Olympics, the Mitt Romney games. Compared to this, fucking church mice. They coming back around. So, right then when they named Ernest Moxie fuel, we're the ones that caught that screenshot. Remember the sniffer plane? We caught a screenshot of the sniffer plane on the live cam on the reactors on the 6th of November. Remember 2013. That's when they pushed it into the FICA court and classified it. I was classified before that. Apparently, I didn't know that, but it's been verified to me by the Army Corps Engineers and by Barbara Roxer's office. Why do you think she resigned? Head of the committee? Unfucking real. I don't know. It's a disgrace what they did to these Olympic athletes. It's an absolute fucking disgrace. It makes me sick, actually. See you in San Diego tomorrow. Fucking, I stood right there in San Diego on the USS Reagan in front of it. I was full of cancer. When they brought it home, they had a Little League football camp on it. I talked to Philip Rivers himself. Told him not to go on it. They had a sleepover camp on it. This is how sick and demented these fuckers are. Little League football sleepover camp on the Reagan when they brought it back after it had been so fucked. It's right next to radiated. Those guys are dropping like flies dying. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. It looked like when they nuked my dad. Well, look at me. Kicked off Medicaid, fighting for my life, doing all this work. Conquered. Sick. Stand tuned.